Oh man, the R9390x is going to completely obliterate the 980 Ti.
Oh, no way, man. The R9390x is gonna get power drive by the 980 Ti.
We won't fucking know until they both come out, will we? Welcome back to episode 29 of Tech Talk, and today we're going to be talking about a few rumors. I'll give you guys my 2 cents and I'll let you know what's out there at the moment. Also a big question of should I wait for the R9390X, and I'll address that. I did address it in my live, though the live kind of had a lot of technical problems, and I'm sorry about that again. But anyway, let's move on. Today we'll talk about hacks, we'll talk about everything, a bit of Intel, Nvidia, AMD, all that good stuff. But let's get on with the first thing, and that is the R9390X Captain Jack rumor here that we've got going on. So apparently there was a benchmark released on CSoft Sandra, benchmarking program, and it did a benchmark with the unknown graphics card, and apparently the performance figures were really, really impressive. So if this is anything to go by, the R9390X is looking like it's going to be one impressive card. So a lot of people ask me, should I wait out for the R9390X? And the question is kind of like, I usually don't recommend waiting out for graphics cards, but this time I may recommend waiting out for graphics cards simply because the new Omega drivers have been released, and apparently they're really good. And as I said in my live as well, I'm like scratching my head, hitting myself on the head because I tested the R9290 pretty much right before. I gave it like a good couple of weeks gaming. And I tested that right before the Omega drivers came out. And I was like, oh, why couldn't the Omega drivers just come out a bit earlier? That would have been great for me. I could have given you guys more impressions on that. But anyway, the new drivers coupled with a shrink in the node, apparently they're going with 14 nanometer. So that coupled with the fact that we've got new drivers, we've got a new architecture on this graphics card, it's going to be, I think, one hell of a graphics card and one great graphics card to wait out for. That's just my opinion. I'm going to definitely be getting one of these things through, and I'll be testing it for you guys, giving you guys reviews, comparing it to whatever Nvidia has out at the time, so don't worry about that. But I am looking forward. This is one of the AMD graphics cards that I'm actually really, really looking forward to. So the power consumption figures look really good. The performance looks really good. I mean, but honestly, guys, seriously, take these benchmarks with a grain of salt. I mean, I didn't even think I've heard of CSoft Sandra before these rumors even came out, right? And everyone's like, CSoft Sandra. I was just like scratching my head. What's CSoft Sandra? So anyway, just take it with a grain of salt anyway. But apparently, yeah, they're going to be using a couple of new technologies. They're going with Samsung, apparently, with the 14 nanometer FinFET node. Which, I mean, seriously, there's rumors that it can't be on that node, but then there's rumors that it is coming out of the node. And this is what we know. AMD have not released a graphics card yet on the 28 nanometer node. Like, they haven't released a revamped graphics card before Christmas. So if they were going to do that, in my opinion, they would have released it before Christmas, like they did with the R9-290x and R9290. They would have re-released it all before Christmas, because Christmas is a huge selling season. So if they didn't, then they missed out on a huge selling opportunity, in my opinion. So what they're doing is I think they're going to wait for this die shrink. They're going to implement the new architecture. They got the new drivers there. They're going to come out with a bang, and that's what I want to see them do, and I hope they do that. And that'd be really impressive to have them come back on top. I'd love to see that. So anyway, is it going to happen? I don't know. Let's see if it happens. I hope it comes out. I mean, when's the release date? It looks like around maybe summer of next year, so 2015. So summer of 2015. And also, it's apparently it's going to have HBM, which is high bandwidth memory. Basically, they're stacking the memory on top of each other, increases the bandwidth a lot. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So that should be really good, especially for 4K gaming. I think that's the main focus, or going to be one of the main focuses with the Captain Jack. So anyway, continuing on from the R9390X, is that apparently they've signed on with Samsung for 14 nanometers. So this sort of further supports the fact that they are going with this node shrink with everything pretty much, with maybe Zen, with their APUs, with also their GPUs. So I'm really looking forward to what AMD have to offer. I mean, the pressure is on AMD. As we all know, the pressure and the onus is on AMD to perform. So I'm hoping they do perform, and I'm hoping they do get us this really kick-ass graphics cards and CPUs out as soon as they can. Anyway, let's have a look here. So the performance figures of the new drivers. Let's talk about the Amiga drivers. I got asked about the Amiga drivers. And now, yes, I've got an R9-290 here. It's actually, I've already kitted it out, fully built it on the 4670K rig. So I might boot up some games on that and run some tests for you guys and see how it goes. But as far as it goes, the Amiga drivers are looking pretty good, right? You're getting extra performance. Apparently it smooths out video playback and it helps with stuttering as well. So these drivers can only be a win in my opinion. They fix bugs, they help with they help improve smoothness, they help give you better frames. So what's there not to like about the Amiga drivers? I think it's a good idea, and I think it's a great thing that AMD just released it. As disappointed as I am with myself for not waiting out, I love it when companies do this. They just release things, and it's like, deal with it. So I really like the move that they did with the Amiga driver, to say the least. I really think it was a cool thing. So anyway, what I think of the Amiga drivers, I think it's a good thing. More frames, everything better. What's there not to like about it? So anyway, apparently the GTX 980 Ti, so we're moving on to the NVIDIA side of things now. Apparently they're going for a node shrink to 16 nanometer with TSMC. And apparently that's delayed until 2016. So I don't know what we're going to see from Team Green here, but it looks pretty interesting. I mean, obviously you guys know that the 970 and the 980 are pretty kick-ass for what they are. And we know that NVIDIA has this architecture ready to go, the big brother to the 980 and the 970. We know they have that ready to go. It's just, are they waiting for a die shrink, or are they just going to release it on 28 nanometer? And I honestly think they'll probably just beef it up to the max and release it on 28 nanometer, because I don't think they want to slip behind AMD. I think that's something they personally, as a company, I feel they want to stay in front of AMD at every turn. And we all know they charge for it too, but especially when the Titan was first released, right? But so I think the Titan 2, I mean, I don't know what exactly is going on here, but if they're waiting for a die shrink, apparently the rumor is that they're going to have to wait longer for the die shrink. So, or the node shrink. That's apparently what they're going to wait for. So, who knows? Big Kepler, and as you can see here, yeah, so Big Kepler was pretty much almost twice the size as the GK104. So, Big Brother is going to be pretty big. So, the 980 Ti or the Titan 2, whatever they're going to call it when it's released, it's going to be big. We already know that. So when it's going to be released is kind of anyone's guess, but if they're releasing it on 16 nanometer, apparently there's a delay there. So take it as you will. I'm looking forward to both these graphics cards from both camps, and I can't wait to see these much awaited node shrinks. It's like, hurry up and get it done. We've been on 28 nanometer too long. So anyway, let's move on now to Broadwell. Things I'm going to ask, like, this is a question I got asked, and I've been wondering too. When is Broadwell? I wanted to swear there, sorry, but when is Broadwell coming out? I mean, it's been so long. I thought it was going to be released in September. I thought it was actually going to be released just slightly after Haswell E. But apparently they're having problems with the yields. So let me explain that. You're like, what does this mean? What does this mean, Brian? It means that they can't get the majority of their chips at a certain speed. So, for instance, now that they've got the 4790K, or for instance, the 4770K, that comes out at 3.5 gigs. If they can't get their 4-core 8-threaded chips out at 3.5 gigs, all their chips running at these speeds, and they can only get them, for instance, at 3.3 gigs or 3.2, then they can't release them, because you're going to have a previous generation out of the box running faster than the new generation of chips. And so what they have to do, they're forced to get those same speeds at least as the previous generation, otherwise they're not going to sell, right? So basically they're having problems with the yields on these chips, and so they're brought out, as people have mentioned, they're bringing out the mobile chips, and that's because mobile chips don't run as fast as the desktop chips. So I don't see that being a problem for them. I think that's where they want to get a lot of sales from, so they've released the laptop chips, but apparently they're working on the desktop chips. They're going to release them next year, 2015, and this is a problem I have, and like Intel, do not do it. Do not release the Broadwell-K desktop chips the same time as you're releasing the Skylake non-K desktop chips. you'll seriously, especially from me and I'm sure most other tech enthusiasts, there will be a huge backlash. Why do we as tech enthusiasts, the guys who pay extra money for your motherboards, the guys who pay extra money for your chips, why do we get shunned? Why do we get a kick in the face? Don't do it, because I will not buy another Intel product. I mean, I thought you guys have been doing some wonderful things with the G3258. I thought that was awesome. I thought the 5820K, that was good as well. I liked what you did with those two CPUs. Keep it up. Don't, for the love of God, do not release Broadwell-K the same time as you're releasing Skylake desktop chips. It's basically just a big kick in the mouth for all us tech enthusiasts. So seriously, don't do it. Just forget about Broadwell-K. If you're going to release Skylake desktop chips, just release us the Skylake K versions the same time as the Skylake non-K, and we'll be happy. That's all. Even if it is a new platform. I mean, every CPU that's been released lately from Intel's required a new platform, so I'm a little bit disappointed with that as well. So anyway, who knows with Broadwell, but it's delayed, and it's delayed because they're legitimately having problems with the node. So that's the news on Broadwell. When it comes out now, I don't know. No one foresees them to have a problem with, or a yield problem with these chips. So I guess that's not foreseen. So now the release date, I don't know when it is. Anyone's guess. Broadwell-K anyway. So let's move on now to other news. And Antec, they sold the company. Everyone's wondering, how much did they sell it for? Those are pretty closed door figures. My guess would be millions. Anyway, I'm not going to really talk about it, but the guy's built up, and that's his name. He's built up the company since he was 14, so he deserves everything, man. He deserves every single cent. He's earned it. Congratulations. Probably doesn't even know about Tech Yes City, but if he's watching, man, congratulations. You definitely deserve it. You've worked really hard. I think the site's been amazing for what it is. Though now, who knows what Anand's going to do. I hope he gets back into tech, because I missed his opinions. Every time he made a conclusion, my thinking would be spot on with his, or it would be very close to what he was thinking. I really enjoyed reading an Antec, and I think that's why it grew so well, because it was just an honest, straight down the line opinion, also very educated as well. So let's move on now to the controversial topic of the Pirate Bay. They've been shut down. Swedish police have raided the joint. It's finished, finito. But there's this whole thing about, is pirating bad, and that comes up recently. I mean, there's other torrent sites you can go to if you need to torrent things. But is pirating bad? Yeah, if you pirate a movie, I think it hurts the movie industry the most out of any industry. It really hurts the movie industry. So probably, try not to pirate movies if you can, but does it hurt the games industry? I think that's a very controversial topic, because I think that it doesn't hurt the games industry. And I think it doesn't hurt the games industry because, if a young kid's got no money, he can't afford to buy your game anyway. So if he plays the game and he really likes it, and for instance it's got a really good multiplayer, that might give him motivation to go out and earn some money and buy your game. As well as the fact that, I was against pirating games, but lately my thinking's changed with some of the disgusting crap that's been going on in the gaming industry. Paying off reviewers for certain games, and then I buy them and they're complete trash. That has got to stop. Really, it does. Lately it's been sickening what's been going on in the gaming industry. Some of the games, Shadows of Mordor, I thought it was crap. I'm sorry to say, I just thought the game was shit. That's just my thinking of Shadows of Mordor. I thought it was this glorified crap game that I just played and I didn't enjoy. Some tough guy with broad shoulders who looked like probably a pantsy IRL anyway. That's your character. And it's this is my game. I just got ripped off. Thank you. So, anyway, with some of the games that have been coming out lately, start giving trials for your games. Seriously, start giving a trial out, and that's the best way to go about it. If you want to stop pirating in the gaming industry, start letting people trial your game, whether it's the first level. Get them into it. That's what games used to be all about. Blizzard always gave trials for their games, and I've always tried the trials and been like, yeah, I want to play more. Buy. And I think that's what the gaming industry needs to start doing again, is giving people trials of their games. So anyway, that's enough with pirating. I mean, it does hurt the movie industry. It does hurt the music industry as well. So, I mean, seriously, try not to pirate movies or music. But as for games, I've been disgusted with some of the games, what the gaming industry has been doing lately anyway. So anyway, that's that. So next topic here we're going to move on to is Sony. Sony got hacked. So this was a big topic recently where apparently North Korea did it, but now there's some controversy that North Korea didn't do it. And there was a movie called The Interview where the leader of North Korea was apparently assassinated or something like that. And I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but apparently they had to not release it, otherwise some terrorist activity would happen. And I mean, should they stop the movie from being released? I mean, if it stops one life from being lost, then yes. That's the sad thing. I mean, should we pacify free speech with this kind of thing? No, but I mean, still, if that was your kid or if that was your loved one who got killed because the movie was released, then that's, the world would be almost over, probably over for you. So is it Sony did a right thing by pulling the movie? For now, yes, definitely for now. I mean, who knows? But the fact is that their company got hacked, and that's their problem. So them not releasing the movie is their own fault for not having the right security set up at their company. So honestly, I mean, Sony really have to get on their ball and get some, actually pay IT people to get way more sophisticated, firewalls up there and block out hackers. So, yeah, I mean, anyway, that's up to them to do. That was the onus is on Sony. Sony's, but as a company not releasing the movie, I think it was the right decision. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents. I agree with Sony on not releasing it because, life is worth a price, So that's just my thinking. It's a touchy subject anyway. So, but there's doubts cast on who hacked them, and the bottom line is they don't exactly know who hacked Sony because they don't know who exactly yet. So, whether it was North Korea or not, that depends. I mean, if the leader of North Korea was killed in the movie, then I do think North Korea have something to do with the hack. I'm pretty sure about that. But anyway, that's that. A lot of hacking's been going on lately. There's another one. Apparently Xbox Live and PlayStation Network got hacked as well. Apparently Amazon got hacked as well. So I think there's a lot of hacking going on lately, and they have to fix these holes, man. I mean, that's part of your budget when you make a company, right? I mean, there's a lot of these companies are very profitable. You don't really hear about Google getting hacked that much, which is an interesting thing. But certainly a lot of these other companies are getting hacked, so they got to step up their game. Yeah, that's enough on hacking. And the Sony thing is a touchy subject a little bit anyway. But let's talk about the Pocky Start menu quickly. I did a guide where I recommended Pocky Start menu, and it was awesome. Pocky was awesome, but they went and shot themselves in the foot by making it not a start menu anymore. So for people the developers of Pocky, what did you do to the program? It was working awesome the way it was. When I uninstalled it, I left a big thing in caps like, you just, fucked a completely normal program. Why? In all caps. So I recommend you guys do the same. But if you're looking for an alternative, Start Menu X is a really good alternative. There's also others out there. Everyone's got their own personal choice. There's Classic Shell, there's Start Menu 8, there's Starters Back. There's so many out there. Go try them. They're all, a lot of them are free anyway. I'm just using Start Menu X. All I need really is my start button, my favorite programs in there, and my search, my run, and my shutdown options. That's all I need in my start menu. That's all I need. So it gives me that. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tech talk. It was a little bit touchy. I hope you enjoyed all the rumors and juicy talk in there. I will listen to your comments, so sound off in the comments. I will listen to your feedback as well. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the next tech talk as well, because I want to talk about more tech-related things. I love talking about the enthusiast kind of tech. Anyway, I don't know what's going on anyway. Got a haircut, fresh haircut and all that. Life's good. I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas as well. New Year's is just on the horizon too. So anyways, I will catch you with another tech video very soon, and peace out for now. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Yeah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Tech City, where you can get more of the talk, the tech talk. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out for now. Bye.